from me.
I cannot be the cause of you turning yourself in to this monster. I cannot be the cause of your servitude and imprisonment.
I couldn't bear to see you fall. Even if I had to stay here.
What would you
I wouldn't
have
let
of me?
him have the satisfaction of taking you away from me.
What would you have me do? Name it and I shall do it.
Don't give up this fight. Promise me.
I promise.
I love you.
And I you.
Take this. And she hands Uriah the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
I understand. Be safe. Please be safe.
I'll try.
After you heal him, Nahara, what do you do?
I turn towards Strahd. You have what you want now. Leave them alone.
Strahd holds out his hand.
I begrudgingly take it.
Uriah.
Count von Zarovich.
I have kept my word.
So it would seem.
Begone from this place and take your foul master with you. And the Raven Queen masquerading as whatever it is you call her.
Raven
She interferes where she should not. And she knows better.
I don't understand.
Veronica.
As you all see Strahd struggling temporarily to find his breath, you do see the faintest hints of those blackish green vines of Veronica attempting to entangle his chest and his heart, but he shrugs them off.
Begone, keep your Genasi servant. Valentine, she couldn't even stay with you. She went with
Seems like she made an interesting choice.
to say the least. As you see, I keep my word. I will deal with you later.
Expected.
Please. Please don't harm her.
Strahd will bite Nahara.
You all watch as the second time he plunges his fangs into her neck. And yes, Count, you were saying.
And then it is time to leave the field. Let my armies do what they have come here to do.
As you all see, Count von Tsarevich turns this terrifying horse back towards the front lines. The mists sweep in around him, and he and Nahara are gone. What would the rest of you like to do?
I'm just going to place a hand on Brother Uriah's shoulder. We will get her back, just like we will get Tatiana back.
Yes, we must. We must.
Desmond walks up to Brother Uriah and puts a hand on his shoulder and casts Cure Wounds.
Thank you, Desmond.
Healing for 11. You're welcome.
Thank you all. But we were like leaves in the storm before him. All the power we've gained, all the knowledge, it was as though we were still babes in the woods.
We'll get them both back.
True.
Maybe, given what just happened, there's the possibility that Nika has not kidnapped Tatiana, but could be of help to us. We can't necessarily, at this time, meet the power of a dreadlord, but another could.
Oh, yes. That's very possible. You all did quite well, didn't you?
Suppose I wish you had intervened a little earlier, but yes.
I intervene on my own behalf. And I must say, Uriah, you played your part perfectly. I'm afraid you don't understand, no. But you were instrumental in giving von Tsarevich what he wants. Let's leave it at that. What did he mean?
Well, he wanted Nahara back. Or something else.
No, he's right. Nahara would never have given herself up if not for me. She did it to save me. It's my fault, and somehow that's what Azalin wanted. I thought he hated von Tsarevich. Can we say his name again now? I'm not even sure.
Concerned of alerting him, so I'd say yes. It is not your fault. Nahara made her choice, that she did not have to. It is a choice you would have made, and I would have made, and everyone here would have made for someone. Love is a horrific weakness, and we're all horrifically weak in many ways.
But it can also be a strength.
For our sake, here's hoping.
And here, on this terrible battlefield, having apparently lost this battle, but perhaps not yet the war, is a good place for us to take a little break. We'll take a quick 10, be right back. Hopefully the technology gods will smile upon us kinder in the second half. Don't go anywhere. Nahara, as the mists sweep in around you, and you still feel the sting of Von Zarovich's kiss as the blood runs red down your neck on the other side, now giving you a matching mark like the first one he left. When the mists enclose around you, it is not the familiar environs of Castle Ravenloft that you see, at least not initially. Count Von Zarovich, what does she see?
Green and pleasant valley with living trees and silver blue waters, vibrant, healthy, whole, even wholesome. Where Castle Ravenloft stands tonight, there is merely bare rock, an outcropping, a promontory, few roads, and even fewer people. The sun, warm, kisses our faces. The light breeze caresses our skin. Far, far in the distance, the sunlight glints off armor, spears, swords, shields, an army, but not at war, merely on the march. This is what it was when I first arrived here. This is where it started.
Don't understand. Is this an illusion?
No, this is a memory. This is what was and has passed into what is. This is Barovia. This was Barovia.
Why did it change?
You know why. I brought my family here. We had fought long, desperate battles. My parents, yes, I had parents, a mother and a father, just like you.
I don't remember mine.
They expected nothing less from me. They required that I conquer. And so I did. And I brought them here, a safe place. I was young when we started. Perhaps not so terrible as I am now.
You feel terrible now in the state that Barovia is in.
Let me answer the question I think you are asking, and not the question that you say. I did what was required of me to do to bring my family to a safe place. And yes, my deeds, my choices made Barovia into what it is now. Do you not think I know this?
Of course you do. For somebody who is so concerned about family, I find it so hard to believe that you could hold that so dear to you and then do what you did to Sergei.
You wound me with words as hard as steel. Can you really understand when you look out across this green and pleasant land. What family requires. When you are besieged by enemies, when you are set upon by all sides, by those who would destroy you, you do what must be done. And you pay the price. You accept the consequences for it, the stains upon your soul. I do not ask for your sympathy or your pity. I am beyond those things.
I have no sympathy for you.
As it should be. But I ask you to see, at least, and understand how we came to this time and place.
Argynvost and those knights.
Yeah.
They were the ones that you had to do what you had to do to save your family?
Among others. Among countless others. I stood on the battlements of my new castle once it was built, and I looked out over this place, still green and living. And I was looking at dead men. Before another hour had passed, I would send them wailing on their way to rotting hell, all of them, because that was what was required to keep the family safe, including my brother, who you loved.
Do not speak to me about keeping Sergei safe after what you did. Do not tell me that you cared about him, that you would fight armies all for him, to protect him, after what you did.
If Sergei was so good and pure a soul, why are you and I here now? Why are we always here? Again and again and again.
I have been
Don't you remember?
I remember what you did to Sergei, my love, and what that did to me, and that I would rather fall to my death than be with you. I do remember that. I don't remember everything else from all the other lives. I don't remember all of it, but I do remember that. I will never, for as long as I live, for as many lives as I live, if any, ever forgive you. Why? How could you do that to your own brother? Why did you do it?
Do you remember? And I think you do. What you felt when I struck down Uriah. When I cleaved his flesh with my sword. When my blade cut through bone and flesh and sinew and gristle. Do you remember what you felt in here when you thought he would die and you could save him? Do you? Do you remember?
Yes.
Then how can you ask?
If you ever truly loved me, then you would never pain me in this way. Your love is not love because yours is selfish. It is not love, nor will it ever be.
Is love not selfish?
No.
This must be some strange usage of the word with which I am unfamiliar. Look, the valley changes around us. Now, twilight begins. The mists are not here yet, but now we are secure. You can see the castle on the hill. You can see the villages, conquered but thriving. You can see the forests and their timber. You can see that all is at peace. This is just before we met. The mists aren't here yet. I have not made my pact with death. And I have not yet been betrayed by my own plan.
What do you mean?
It is not so important now. But there was a conflict, a dispute within my kin, a family whom I nurtured, revered, honored, betrayed me for nothing more than gold. They struck the night that you would have been wed. I ask again, don't you remember? How can you forget?
Did not choose for this to happen to me.
I think I did.
You made a choice.
I must seal these borders. Over there, in that direction. Argenvalstolt, you can almost see it. They're coming for you, you know. Your friends. They're coming here.
I did not think that they would ever give up so easily.
The world is a dance of predator and prey. The strong take the weak and are taken in turn by the stronger still. Your friends are stronger than they know.
They are. I know it.
We have but a little span of time here before they come. I don't know what happens next. Perhaps they'll slay me. Perhaps you will. You've done it before. And then it just starts over again. And again. And every time I think it will be different. I think this is the time. This is when we finally free ourselves from the curse. But it's always the same. You always choose someone else.
And yet you've learned nothing each time.
I am the ancient here. I am this land. I cannot change. But you can.
For what? In order for you to be free?
I do not know if that is possible. But even a monster can live in hope. Yes, I know. You love Uriah. You want Uriah. He will come for you soon. Perhaps he and your friends will destroy me and you can be with him for a time until you die and it begins again. Or perhaps we can change it.
If I had to suffer over and over again and know that you will never find peace, I will take it. Just to know that you are in this hell forever.
Is it so terrible a thing to be the queen of Ravenloft?
You rule this land and yet you wish to be rid of it.
I could bear it. With you by my side.
Even if you knew that every moment of that existence I hated you and would never ever love you.
If those are my choices. Yes.
I don't know what is more, my hatred for you or my pity.
Meanwhile, as Nahara's barbed words hang on the air, far to the north, driven back into Argynvolstholt, as the remaining Knights of the Silver Dragon fight valiantly to hold the line and give you all a moment, what would the rest of you like to do?
I want to see if anybody has healing or anything like that, because Fen got beat up.
Yes, you all can see that Valentine, stoic as ever, is egregiously wounded as well.
I think perhaps some healing might be in order. Yes. Finn,
Yes.
you may recover 19 hit points. And if there's time, then I will also heal Valentine.
Are we out of like initiative and everything?
Well, the Knights of the Silver Dragon are holding the encroaching army, so you're quasi-initiative-ish. Yes. The conflict is still raging, but you have a moment to yourselves.
Okay.
Valentine, you receive 21 points of healing.
Thank you.
And as I'm casting these spells, I'll call out. Ezra, we are in mighty need. Raven Queen, if that is your name. We are in most desperate need.
Brother Uriah, you notice off of Desmond's back, off of his cloak, somehow none of you noticed was a simple enough thing. A long single black feather falls off of him and floats gently to the ground. And you hear a voice, you all hear it from all around you. You finally put it together. I don't know if that makes me happy or sad, Brother Uriah. Hello, Desmond. Good to see you again.
My lady, whatever your name, I know you have acted to protect the innocent of this place. I know that you have offered comfort and healing to them. Help us now.
You see the mist swirls along the ground and begins to coalesce into a vaguely feminine form, bearing the slightest hint of raven feathers on her cloak. Desmond, you having laid eyes on the Raven Queen, know that's exactly what she looks like were she to fully manifest, but made out of mist, it's harder to make out. And she looks down at her hands and says, Uriah, it was never my intent to deceive.
I do not take it as deception. Perhaps I simply did not know the full truth.
There are limitations, even for one such as myself, even for one such as him. And she turns her head and looks in the direction of Castle Ravenloft. Uriah, tell me, if you believe with the fervency that you claim to, why have you not held your symbol aloft and repelled these undead abominations?
I have a gift given to me by one I hold in great regard, one whom I love. With this, yes, perhaps it could be done. I was saving my strength for von Zarovich, hoping to open the path to the grave, for that ability springs from the same well as the power you mentioned.
She steps forward and puts her hands on your shoulders. Do you believe my power is so easily exhausted here?
I am but a poor vessel for your limitless grace.
She rotates you so that you face the Knights of the Silver Dragon, holding the line desperately against these legions, and puts her hands on her shoulder behind you. I'm with you, Uriah, as I always am.
Thank you, my lady. Back! Back! In the name of the Raven Queen!
And you all see a shockwave come out from Uriah that physically knocks down the encroaching undead, but the Knights of the Silver Dragon don't flinch at all. And they get up and they look with terror in their eyes, and they look back and realize von Zarovich is not there, and begin scattering in all directions, screeching and running.
Is it... I look up to the sky. Is the dragon-like shape still there?
You see it also has begun to descend back up into the clouds. The army is routed, Uriah.
Thank you. Thank you, my queen.
She turns and she says, friends of yours assisted me in a dark moment. I felt the favor was owed. Where is Tatiana?
That's a long story.
And you see she turns and looks and sees how injured all of you are. She says, peace be upon all of you. And she holds her hands up, and you four gain the benefits of a long rest. Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
You see she looks at you, her head tilted slightly to the side. Valentine Astaria.
Yes.
I have wanted to be able to speak with you for some time. So many gods and monsters want so much from you.
Do you intend to get in line?
No. No. Do you know the depths of your friend's Tatiana's love for you?
I think that I do.
She faced off with two of the most fearsome opponents to be found in the depths of the hells, and also in the depths of whatever remains beyond death, only to have the chance to get back to you. I've never seen such glorious heroism.
That's because if those were two of the most adept potential sparring partners, she's the third. She doesn't fear for good reason.
Desmond fought gloriously as well, but his heart was elsewhere, although I think you know that already. You were not my follower. I am not your god. But this place has been cruel to you. This life has been cruel to you. And dare
Isn't
I
it to everyone?
Not equally. At some point, most make their way to me. And I see that they make their way to wherever they belong. But you've been taken out of line, such as it is. So, as you've seen, my power's not insignificant.
Sure.
Is there anything I can do for you? Consider it a divine gift for someone who has been treated so unfairly.
Well, at this time, I'm uncertain of where Tatiana is. I think she's okay. I think that she's safe. But as one of the fiercest opponents, she certainly has the confidence of many combined. If you offer such power, I am much less likely to bend a knee to a god than she is.
It would be... If I required you to bend the knee, I'd be no different than all the rest of them, pulling you in different directions. When the time comes, when you are in need, call out to me. I will hear you.
Who else will hear me?
You know who else will hear you. You know where all of this is headed. Are you prepared to see it to its conclusion?
Whatever that may be, yes. But should you intend to keep in contact, I recommend putting a little thought into a more secure line.
All living things call out to me eventually. If only with their final breath.
Sure, but I took my final breath a while ago. So, given that my breath is no longer my own, what I'm saying is, should I need to reach out, there might need to be means taken for a secure way to do so.
And she leans in and says, I'm saying I've already provided it to you. And you see her eyes tilt towards the edge of your gown, where you can see the tiniest tip of another black feather poking out as if it's been gently placed inside.
I don't say this often, but thank you.
She just nods slightly. And she turns and looks at you, Finn. You are fearsome. That was quite a blow that you struck the caller.
Thank you.
You know what it will cost you.
Oh, I absolutely knew what the cost would be.
Your fate I cannot alter, unfortunately. The only thing I could hope to give you was victory. Tell me. I must know. If you knew from the beginning that your path ends where it is heading, would you still have set out on this journey, or would you have simply turned back to the Underdark, or perhaps never left in the first place?
No, I would have left. I would have followed the same path.
I will do all that is within my power to make sure your sacrifice is not in vain.
Just help me, if it's in your purview, get Nahara back.
Nahara back. Desmond, are all of your companions so hopelessly taken with love for someone you fought so hard to get back for Voronika, for whatever hope of recovering your brother, Tatiana for Valentine, Finn for Isolde, Uriah for Nahara, and Nahara for he, are all such heroes, so consumed by passion?
If you would call them heroes, what is a hero other than someone set afire by passion to do something that need be done? So if that's the case, then maybe we are.
The tumultuousness in the Shadowfell has not yet completely been put to right. But I have not forgotten, nor will I ever forget. You and your friends secured my rule. Saved me, in fact, from whatever fate Vecna and Orcus had in mind. And to that, for that, I will always owe you. Desmond, I'm going to confront you with a terrible choice. You don't have to answer now. But when you know, tell me. And she leans into your ear and she whispers something to you, Desmond. She says this. And she leans back, and for a moment, even in the mist, you make out those jet black eyes of the Raven Queen that you looked into coalesce long enough to make eye contact with you, and then sort of blend back into just the mist.
Wait.
There are limits here, even for me.
No questions. No doubts. It's not too late for him.
She just nods. There are rules to this place, she says, looking at all of you. I may be ultimately the god that watches over all of the dread domains from beyond in the Shadowfell. But here, Von Zarovich is the land. I have restored your strength, but he still will be a fearsome foe. I can only give you another shot at him. I cannot guarantee you victory. Do you all understand this?
Thank you. Thank you, my queen, for at least this hope of prevailing.
She looks at you, Brother Uriah, and you see she kind of puts her hand on the side of your face and gently moves across it, and you see the burn from Von Zarovich finally disappears. And she says, "You can still call me Ezra."
So I shall.
The mist comes rolling in, gently this time, and swirls over all of you. And you feel yourself lifted and moved. And you arrive in a familiar throne room. Count Von Zarovich. You know they're here. You are in a different room, but you are the land, and you are particularly this castle. The moment their feet touch the stone, you know.
As soon as we land, I'd like to put up my mage armor.
I'll presuppose you've had it all day, Valentine.
Protection for evil, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're getting free actions, I'll take my mage armor too.
Mm-hmm. Count Von Zarovich, you stand on a high balcony with Nahara. There in the adjacent throne room. One of your many hidden passages will take you directly there.
Your friends are here.
Of course they are. Did you really think that they would leave me here with you?
No, I said as much. I spared your Uriah at your request. I assume that is still your request.
Of course.
And the others?
I do not wish harm to anyone.
I may not be able to save them all. They are foolish. And as long as you have journeyed together, they refuse to learn battle tactics.
That's very arrogant of you to say.
I am beyond arrogance. I am beyond most emotions. I merely state facts. So we will do this again.
Very well.
No, it was not a statement. It was a question. We will do this again.
Do what again exactly?
All of this, Tatiana. All of it. It has all happened before many times. So I ask you, we will do it again?
We will. I will never, ever give you the satisfaction. For all the lives that you've destroyed, you deserve this hell.
Love is not love that alters when it alteration finds. If all occasions do inform against me, let the dance begin again.
When he says this, it's like the castle itself knows, and the stonework begins to dissipate. And you all see Strahd and Nahara framed on the balcony, him still in his armor, still with his sword. They look hale and hearty now, Count. Restored somehow.
I can smell her.
However, before we get started, does anyone want to say anything?
Is it just the count in the room?
Oh, Nahara's next to him.
Is Armand anywhere near around?
You do not see him. You haven't seen him. He was not on the battlefield either. You'd have known, Desmond. He wasn't there.
Where have you placed my brother?
Placed him.
Placed him, sent him. Regardless, you know where he is.
Of course. He is here. He will be with you presently. I did not know he was your brother when he came to me. I learned that later. I did not know who you were or who Veronica was. Nothing became clear until Aslan Rix decided to meddle in things that were not his affair. You
Decided to meddle. Meddle on your behalf, von Zarovich. Don't you see, as ever, a blind fool? I sought to finally free you, to finally give you what you wanted. This boy, this shell, he fulfilled his purpose. She loved him, and so she willingly gave herself to you. But you are simply incapable of meeting her halfway. This is why we will always be trapped by these dark powers. Because of you, von Zarovich, you are the cornerstone, you and Barovia. If you could have just found happiness, it could have ended for all of us.
No ending for any of us. She could have come to me to the Amber Temple and said the words, spoke the vows. She could have been queen, but no. She would have your puppet, your vessel, your...
You know what it would have required, von Zarovich, for you to have a glimmer of hope, for you to humble yourself before her. But of course you were incapable of that. Very well then, kill this fool, kill them all, kill her, and then let it start again. I suppose I shall be waiting here when it continues.
Just like two men to squabble over a woman and not ask what the woman feels or has or feels about any of this.
Nahara, I'm so sorry.
If me not accepting your vows destroys the two of you, then so be it.
Yes, let Aslan Rex and the Lord of Barovia find their graves together, if that's what it takes. I'll have no more of it.
And with that, we re-enter initiative from before with Count, it is your turn first. Nahara is next to you, still injured from the battle. These other four seem completely restored and are, we'll say, 20 feet away from you in the throne room.
turn to Nahara, Tatiana, and nod in agreement. Yes. That is fitting. Both of us. It is just. As you wish. And with that, he will unsheath the terrible sword and stride into the throne room, stand in the center, and wait. I'll hold my action. If anyone comes within range of the sword, which I don't think they're foolish enough to do, I'll strike.
Nahara, this makes it your turn. In the strictest technical sense, if you were to use the message cantrip, that would be your turn. However, I will allow you a moment to speak with Uriah before you decide if you want to act or hold your action or anything else of the sort.
Uriah, I say with a message. If you can open the path to the grave like you've done before.
I can. You have the sword?
I do.
Nahara, I'm so sorry.
Do not be sorry, my love.
What Aslan said. He's been manipulating us the entire time. I was just a tool for him.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
There is nothing to apologize for.
I shall do as you say. His path to the grave will be opened.
Nahara, is it your intent to hold your action then?
It is my intent to hold my action.
Perfect. That makes it Desmond's turn.
Hey. Desmond's torn because he wants to fight, and he wants to fight the Count, but he knows his bow didn't do it, so he
Must I always do things I don't want to do? Speak of the bone.
he changes.
And
And for those who go for it, no, please do. For those who haven't seen it, Desmond grows multiple inches taller. All over him just sprouts deep black fur, and on his shoulders there's just paths of like claw marks in orange. He's got deep orange eyes and just
Everyone's been waiting for it, so the least I can do is show it to you.
make your attack, Desmond. 2 claws and a bite, presumably.
oh, guaranteed.
Of course, I assume once he does so, the Count intends to return the favor with the sword.
Uh, 10 to hit on the first one for the claws.
10 is not enough.
Nat 20 on the second set of claws to hit.
More than enough. Yep.
And 16 to bite.
That is you. Vornika got me too. Strahd is shockingly fast, and yet also shockingly strong at the exact same time. It is almost like he shimmers when you come near him, Desmond, but you're still able to get a solid and satisfying scratch down the side of his face. So give me that damage.
That damage is a 7 for the first.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the bite hit as well?
The bite did not, but it was double the damage because you got the natural 20 on the claw.
Oh, well then, yeah, the 14 damage then.
Perfect. Count, did you intend to hit him back with the sword?
I will reply in kind.
What is your AC currently, Desmond?
15.
He swings once, striking you easily, but the second one you actually manage to avoid. Count, no man dodges your blows, and yet somehow he managed to get out of the way of one of them. but the weapon does bite into you for 30 points of slashing and 10 necrotic damage, Desmond, as you all see lupine blood spill onto the floor. Finn, the scent of which very much filling your nostrils as it happens. However, it is your turn. Well, was that it for Desmond, by the way? Desmond, you can give me Hunter's Mark too, because I will say that's still in effect. This all has happened pretty quickly. So just roll a 2d6, because on the natural 20 it would have been doubled as well.
Cool. Mm-hmm. The double D6 comes back as a 9.
Okay, perfect. Absolutely excellent. Finn, it is your turn.
Well, it's do or die. Literally, she is pulling out Nepenthe and going for it.
Count von Zarovich, she drew the blade in Barovia.
Look,
I really thought we understood each other. I wasn't angry with you before.
The air around it warps and distorts as Barovia itself doesn't want it to be here. As it glows brightly, violently. Nepenthe is all for this, Finn.
I'm sure.
You hear just nonsensical growling in your head. As you draw the blade.
I'm trying to concentrate. Can you stop that?
I'll stop when his head is off!
Okay, you're messing up my flow here.
Go ahead and make your attacks.
God, what is that? I can't even see these damn dice. A 22 and a 25.
Those are 2 hits. Disrespectfully, right. Count von Zarovich.
All right, then. And then since it's Nepenthe, I get 2d10 radiant damage on each hit.
You do. Nepenthe is literally designed to do this.
Okay. Should have sat there and ate your food.
I thought we understood one another.
I'll be quiet.
Agreement.
Yeah, and I upheld my end of the bargain. You didn't do yours.
Is the caller not dead?
Yeah, and you've done nothing for me. All right. Mm-hmm. So that is 18 radiant and 7 on the first attack. And only 8 radiant and 7 on the second attack.
The battle is truly joined as Lycanthrope Desmond has pounced on Count von Zarovich, and now Finn has engaged him using Nepenthe. Anything else from Finn? Same thing, I will say you're still in your dread form if you so desire. Because not much time has passed.
She is in her dread form. I just want to make sure if I have any more bonus action. Actually, as a bonus action, I'm going to draw my Shadow Blade.
Perfect. You're dual wielding out here. Perfect.
I am dual wielding.
Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Any legendary actions count, as the 2 of them are now in range.
Excuse me. Pardon me. They're both in range.
They are.
I'll bite Fen.
Absolutely. Finn, what
is a melee weapon attack.
Yep.
Plus 12 to hit.
Yep.
Jesus.
What is your... Oh, yeah, he did... Told you, no man dodges, or no woe man dodges Count von Zarovich.
I shouldn't be laughing.
What is Finn's AC currently?
16.
1 second here. You feel Strahd's fangs bury themselves into your neck. Give me athletics or acrobatics.
I'm going to do athletics because I get advantage on it. Mm-hmm. Is that a save or a roll?
He's going to try and hold on to you after he bites you.
Okay, so
yeah. Check, basically.
19.
He bites, and you see he holds on. Desmond, you see he lifts Finn off the ground in his mouth. You take 9 points of piercing damage and 21 points of necrotic damage. And your hit point max is reduced by 21 as you feel the life coming out of you. He's doing something very different to you than when you bite people.
If I still breathed, I would be inhaling her blood in huge gulps.
Well, as a reaction, can I do Hellish Rebuke?
You sure can. What's your save on the Hellish Rebuke?
It is a dexterity saving throw of 13.
He makes the save. I think it's still half damage on a Hellish Rebuke, though, isn't it?
Yes, so it's 2d10 fire.
You see these flames erupting in Strahd's mouth, but he doesn't care. Yes, he still has Nope.
All right, be that as it may.
Yeah, give me the damage when you have it, but Valentine...
It's only 7.
7 points. Perfect. But Valentine, it is your turn.
Excellent. I will not get any closer. I am instead going to cast Blight, but I'm going to use my sorcery points to transmutate it into fire damage.
Perfect.
And that is a con save.
All right. He has a not insignificant con. Oh, although what is your save, DC?
15.
Count von Zarovich, I shockingly did not make the save. Would you like to use a legendary resistance?
Holy guacamole.
Barovian.
I'm going to use the legendary resistance and convert the failed save into a save.
Valentine, you see the decay start to spread across his flesh as the wounds that Desmond inflicted start to kind of rot and open up. But you see his eyes turn and look at you, and it's just like the decay stops.
Great, so it's halved. That's halved. 22 points of fire damage.
22 fire.
But I'm still going to twin spell it, so I'm going to hit it again, and I will use... oh, wait, no, it's technically a second... Yeah, I can still twin spell it. I can use enough sorcery points to give myself another action, and that's fine.
Yep. The second time he got a natural 20 on the save, but at least he didn't use that natural 20 to tear somebody's head off, so...
Still halved. Half of 45, if you round up or round down.
22.
Yeah.
22.
So
perfect.
Another 22 points of damage.
Yes, the flames leap out and bite into Count von Zarovich. Yes.
And in like a flavor setting of sorts, especially after Valentine saw Desmond take on the beast form specifically, it was very much this like, oh, okay, go time. And her eyes do the thing you're used to seeing Valentine do in battle, where they fill up with a black ink that starts pouring down her face and taking the form of these tentacles that are kind of like wildly fraying around her. And as opposed to any of the magic seeming like it's coming from her hands, it's coming from these tentacles that are like pouring out of her eyes as well, as they kind of slip and like slap towards him to cast the blight.
If not now, when? Is that all for Valentine?
That is all for me.
Count von Zarovich, would you like to use a legendary action? You can do one more.
4. I'll use a legendary action to attack Desmond.
Perfect.
Since he is the one of the two who are in range. I'll be using the Sword of Aeons to do so.
Is going to hit you again, Desmond. Again for 30 slashing and 10 necrotic. It's shocking. This blade is quite frankly the size of Valentine. The jagged, cruel edge. And yet he wields it like it's weightless. Like it is absolutely nothing. Like with near impossible dexterity. He swings it around. Perfect. Uriah, it is your turn. The battle is engaged. Finn is literally in his mouth as he is slashing at Desmond. You are muted.
Desmond seems quite grievously injured as well, yes?
He does seem fairly hurt.
Right.
Still on his feet, though.
All right. First of all, bonus action. Uriah's spiritual weapon materializes beside von Zarovich. As his eyes suddenly become
pools of blackness, like eyes we've seen recently, and the spiritual weapon takes the form of a massive raven, which attacks von Zarovich with its talons and beak.
Go ahead and roll it.
And it attacks very well indeed. That is a nat 20 on that. And it's upcast.
Quite effective. It's
Okay.
almost like the Raven Queen is with you here.
So this will, so I do 3d8 plus 5, so I'll just double the dice, but not the
basically
plus.
make it 68 plus 5, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. That is 6, 7, 13, 2, 15, 8, 23, 3, 26, and one more?
I apologize. I was looking at something else.
I think one more.
Okay.
30.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's already been doubled. So 30 plus 5, 35 points of force damage.
Perfect.
And for my action, at the same, I open the path to the grave as I scream to to Nahara. Nahara, no!
What does it look like when you open the path to the grave?
The spiritual weapon, the massive raven, opens its beak wider and wider until it just becomes a tear in the fabric of reality. Mists, tendrils of it, snake forth around von Zarovich. Ezra sends her regards.
Excellent. Nahara, the path is open.
You see Nahara's eyes shine, and her wings turn into spectral flames as she slightly levitates off the ground. With the sun sword now unsheathed and shining brightly, she turns towards Strahd and says, "May you meet your proper hell and punishment." As she, because he does not have a heart, goes to swipe his head directly off with the sun sword.
Roll to attack Nahara.
That is 24.
That is enough. With the path to the grave open, the damage on this will be doubled.
Okay.
Count von Zarovich, it's that sword. It's Sergei's sword. The sword you ordered destroyed.
Thing. Every time this thing shows up, it's trouble.
26 points.
Did you include the extra D8 for the fact that he is undead?
Nope.
Nope. Include that there. I'm looking up something else here.
31.
Sorry, I have to check one thing. I apologize. Because this is not just any old Sunblade. This is the Sun Sword. Nahara, as you leap out in swing at Strahd's neck with this blade, you feel excitement and gratitude coming from the blade as it is coming. And Strahd, as you turn to look in the direction of Nahara's attack, as the blade is sprung to life, made out of almost living sunlight, behind her, you see a very familiar face. One that you haven't seen in the flesh in centuries, but frequently in the nightmares that you don't discuss with anyone. You see your brother Sergei standing behind her.
No.
Nahara, you feel the blade slash through von Zarovich's neck. His mouth opens and Finn falls out of it. Count. You feel your physical form beginning to slip away. But before it does, you can say something, a final word, as it were.
will look first at Nahara. And my eyes are filled with bitter, unrepentant longing. No regret, no remorse, no guilt, no shame. Just longing. And then my gaze shifts to Uriah. Die.
With his final act, power word kill rolls off of Strahd von Zarovich as he explodes into a shower of bloody mist, and Uriah collapses to the ground, dead.
No. No. No, please. As Nahara leaps over Uriah.
Nahara, as you look over his body, you are aware of two things. He is dead, not dying. His heart is stopped. He is not breathing. But you also know Strahd is not finished. He will retreat into his sanctum, and he will return unless you go there and finish him.
I will.
What are the rest of you doing as you watched Uriah struck down in front of you, laying on the cold concrete of Castle Ravenloft?
I call upon the Raven Queen.
She doesn't answer.
What?
It's because he's in the wrong place.
When you call upon her using the feather, just make sure we'd be doing the same thing.
She didn't give me a feather. I just start yelling for her.
She didn't give her a feather.
Desmond pulls his out. And says, Raven Queen, please.
On Uriah's chest, in his own blood, on the garment, what looks like a map begins to trace itself in the blood. But you don't hear her. She doesn't say anything. But you all see it.
Seemed to be a map. Do we recognize it?
Know
Do
where
I
you
recognize it?
Mm-mm. Wood somewhere.
Desmond just picks up Brother Uriah and says, time to go. Where is this pointing us to?
Nahara, you know from the Tome of Strahd. Strahd's down in the lower depths of the castle behind a hidden wall. That map is somewhere else. That's not Barovia.
He will still live if we don't go to his place.
Right, let's go.
Right. And I, with Sun's sword still in hand, will make my way down to it. It's still a place that I am familiar with.
You know exactly where it is. In fact, all of you have been fairly deep into Ravenloft when you went to get the skull. But this is even further down. This time, however, you can hear a pin drop in the castle as he emptied out all of the people that normally live here for the battle. And you make your way down the stairs completely unimpeded. However, when you get down to the lowest level, a strange sensation starts to come over all of you as you approach this wall. Count von Zarovich, what is the vision that comes upon them?
Two forms, two shapes, speaking face to face, hands on shoulders, clasped in love, in familial bonds, in brotherly love. Here, in these bare, ruined choirs where once the sweet birds sang. Their heads bowing to touch the foreheads of one another. Shoulders sagging with a sigh. The one figure, taller, but somehow older and full of care, nodding in acceptance. The other figure, somehow younger, indistinct and shadowy, and yet there somehow turning to look at Nahara, stretching out its indistinct shadowy arms.
As you all see this scene, from just past it, deeper into the darkness, you hear a voice that all of you recognize. Desmond, you shouldn't be here. You're not welcome here. You are not safe here.
Is it Armand?
It is Armand.
Look, brother, I don't know if I can trust you anymore after what he's done to you. And I don't know if this is some trick that... could Voronika have done this?
What do you mean could Voronika have done it? Voronika died. I was covered in her blood. And you do see he approaches out of the shadows, seemingly ignorant of this shadowy display that is playing out before you. Still dressed exactly as he was before, but very wary.
Armand, Nika is not only, I can't say alive, she has recreated Koshmar. She is now like Strahd. As powerful. She's been here. She's why I have this. And he pulls out the bow of Vivixis. She made sure that I brought this here. He kept you unaware?
He has his eyes locked on Desmond. But he says, Valentine, I realize you never bore me any great love, but hopefully, neither malice either. I realize we stand in opposition, and when he says that, you do see his fangs clearly bared. I would trust, for whatever esteem we would have once held, that you would not stand idly by and let him lie about such a thing. As you love Voronika as much as I did, he cannot take her name in vain this way.
Brother, how dare you? You knew how I felt about Voronika. You knew it the entire time. But because I wasn't meant to be king, I didn't want to be king, really. Because I didn't want to be king, the requirement fell upon you to join our lands. So, to think that I would use her name in any sort of vein? Wow. Valentine. Tell him.
Yes, Armand, you are half correct. I do love Veronica, but I never much cared for you, and that's very fortunate for Desmond at this time. So, I suggest you put your little teeth back and step back into the shadows. Because you are merely a puppet now. And from one to another, that's a very dangerous game.
You see, he turns and looks back at what looks like is just a bare wall. But Nahara, you know exactly where the passage is. Strahd wrote about it in the book. And looks back at all of you. I will seek the truth of this with my own eyes. Desmond, I swear, if this is a lie, if this is a lie,
I will let you ring me and bite me however you choose, and you know that won't go well for me. I swear upon our mother's name, and you know I don't do that. You know I would never do so lightly. In fact, I swear upon our father's claw.
you see he reaches up towards one of the medals, one of your father's medals that he's wearing, like he's about to rip it off just in anger, and stops. Turn back from this place. Nothing but death awaits you ahead. And you see he disappears into a cloud of mist, just like Strahd did, and flies up through the ceiling.
You might want to remember, brother, we all died to get here. And Desmond looks at Nahara. Where?
This way.
Because brother Uriah is still over his shoulder. He'd never put him down.
Nahara, you know exactly where to go. Strahd usually moves through this in his mist form, so the locking mechanism is of no need for him. But you remember, a brick here, a twist there, and a secret door opens up. What does the final resting place of Strahd von Zarovich look like? You are muted, sir.
It's stark and spare, mournful and cheerless, cold, bare stone, with a single great slab in the center. There is upon it the family crest, the symbol of Ravenkind. There is nothing else in this vast chamber, no living thing, not a speck of dust. It's absolutely barren.
In there, in this cold, nondescript coffin, lay Strahd von Zarovich. His body is covered in burns, bites, a vicious gash in his neck. But he lay there, almost as if he were sleeping.
I approach him slowly, taking in all of his wounds, each gash, each slash in his body, bringing me joy. I raise the sun sword over his heart. May you be tortured for an eternity.
Until next time, beloved. Until next time.
I hope to never see your face again. as I pierce the sun sword through his heart.
Nahara, as you slam the sword down into his incapacitated body, the look that Strahd von Zarekvich gives you is almost one more of disappointment than anything else. As you see the flames begin to radiate outwards from the wound, eating through his rib cage and body until his entire form collapses into ash in front of you. And all of Castle Ravenloft groans and shakes.
I just look towards Uriah. I will do whatever it takes to save you.
And here, in the deepest bowels of a now kingless castle, in a domain with no Dark Lord, and a divine map pointing to an unknown destination, is a good place for us to stop.